All right, so yesterday, Tisha Stauch had a bit of a social media meltdown. She spent some time attempting to drag Landon, which I found absolutely disgusting. She posted some pretty racy pictures of Landon in hopes to kind of destroy her reputation, which I think is about as low as it gets, especially in this situation where her little boy is missing and her heart is ripped out. I just have to mention that none of this matters. Gannon is still out there and we haven't found him. And here we have the stepmom worried about her own reputation and spreading rumors about her husband's ex-wife like she is 14 freaking years old again. It's pathetic. Uh, Aside from the drama with Landon, she made sure to let all of her neighbors, or should I say ex-neighbors, know what she thought about them as well. When it was all said and done and over with, if I'm not mistaken, she told someone that her phone was hacked. I have my doubts on that. I think it's probably a little more likely that she has a lawyer, and when he became aware of this, he told her that she was being a damn fool and that he couldn't represent her if she was going to melt down publicly. Um, we all saw and heard the video she leaked of poor little Gannon crying and being questioned after he burned the carpet, as well as the voicemail from Landon that she leaked. If anybody hasn't seen or heard those, I'll put a link in the description. Anyhow, I don't want to take up too much time talking about it, so I'll just get right to it and read these to you in order so you can kind of see how it all unfolded. Okay, so this first one is posted, just on her Facebook and addresses her friends and family, and it reads, I want to thank my family and friends in the Carolinas who know my character and my dedication to our family. I have sleepless nights every day wondering what could have happened differently. Don't let the media fool you with videos and false info. I have cooperated with everyone and given them all that they ask for. Sometimes they let social media create these accusations to keep them busy because people involved in that nonsense have no interest in finding Gannon. With that said, I will only tell the truth, not accusations. I've spent the last 6 years of my life fighting for custody battles, helped Albert pay for it all, was the only person who stood by him in courtroom after courtroom. I took the kids from coast to coast to be with each parent, even driving through the night, extreme weather conditions, and countless amounts of airplanes. This is not to bash any parent going through pain, but to say that I have pain as well. Everyone remembers months upon months when I was the only provider, Albert in Alaska, and Landon was all over the place. We rescued the kids from horrible homes, living in motels, guns in the back of their cars, their house getting robbed, all the way up until I got the Instagram message saying that she could not take care of them anymore. Out of love for my stepkids and my husband, I stepped in, delayed getting my doctorate, took care of them because I wanted to. Took them on adventures that most kids their age would never see. My husband had to prep the kids every time they went with their mom for their safety until we eventually had them in our home 90% of the time. He works crazy hours, lots of school, training, and took care of our needs. I took care of these two children like my very own. I wasn't perfect, but everyone saw all our pictures and the love that I gave them. Was it hard sometimes? Of course. Because I grew up with Amy Lowry, my stepsister, and all our families got along with no problems. So it was difficult navigating through that, but I want everyone to know that it is well with my soul because I would never harm a child, especially not our children. On Sunday, we went on a hike and Gannon was there crying with me because I was crying. It was the day Kobe passed, but he had no idea who he was, just that I was upset. I had every intention of covering up the fire that he started and protecting his feelings from what I assume she meant punishment, he thought he was going to get. That was our plan. The next day was to rectify the situation so that his little heart could stop crying. I had the video because somehow my phone was recording and you could hear how sorry he was. I have the pictures after we returned home, so please don't believe what these people are speculating. Albert is hurt. He has a lot on him and he's always left me in charge of the kids. He has to go through his emotions, but he will start to remember how I helped rescue them and have been our family's rock. I'm going to make the next post just about Gannon, but I wanted to clear up some of these accusations and lies. These people have painted me to be this horrible person, and I want to know the truth, that I had these kids because they were in an unfit situation in which G of Litem placed solely with me until Albert left Alaska. I rescued them because I love them. That's the kind of person I am, who would continue to love them and treat them like my own always and forever. Call it what you want, because I sit back, let people say horrible things that just wasn't true. Just some of the facts. There are hundreds more, so they need to be looking at finding Gannon, not blaming me. Okay, so that was interesting. She clearly thinks very highly of herself, whether she's guilty or innocent. I said it a million times so far, but it's just bad timing and self-centered. Next, we're going to look at the post that she posted on her neighborhood Facebook page, letting people know how she felt and how they reacted. I'm gonna go ahead and say this so y'all can delete me. No desperation here, just to show how dumb people are. It's well with my soul, but I've had enough. Call it trashy, but I've had enough of the lies and threats. Most of y'all in this speculation groups are delusional. First, the neighbor sold the video for money. Then there was another one from the other side that was sent in. But they haven't released that because of these wannabe detectives. It's a tactic to keep idiots busy while we find Gannon. You guys claim to come together, but have brought hate in the same sentence. Gannon's mom didn't give a shit about him or his sister. She had them at motels, abusive situations, criminal scenes with her husband, did drugs. Heck, Gannon even found her iPad with her doing drugs, and we have pictures of those. Albert rescued them from guns in the back of their cars, police stops, living from place to place, no home, and even had to fly on a plane from Alaska through the night to bring them back to us because she changed their school 3 times and had no place to live. She sold his toys, his Switch, and other items for drugs. So keep thinking that she cares and raising money. Gannon is still out there, and for those of you making all these speculations in some group are idiots. What about raising money for a reward, not supporting someone who is faking? They know exactly what was told to them, and they have followed those leads. Downing a person who has taken care of kids more than their mom is stupid. Know the facts, they don't involve someone hurting him. This is who you are putting on a pedestal while trying to bully someone else based on tasteless wannabe keyboard detectives. Do what Gannon would do. Realize he needs to be home so he can be with the people who took care of him and loved him. So after saying what she had to say there, she also posted some pictures of Landon, which I mentioned before. I don't want to post them here because I don't want to share that. And she also shared custody papers showing that at some point in time her and Albert did have full custody. I didn't want to share that either. I don't think that it's worthwhile. Next, here are a few little snippets of conversation she had with some of her ex-neighbors. The neighbor says, "Trashing the mother of a missing child regardless of her past does nothing to make you look good. It reeks of desperation." Tisha responds, "I don't give a fuck. Wake up. She isn't a mother. Open your eyes. She has something to do with it." T also says, "No one is worried about her mothering skills. Everyone is worried about bringing Gannon home. And I'm not desperate for anything because I haven't done anything." The neighbor, rightfully confused, responds, "Then why the need to continually defend yourself? Keep your head down and cooperate with the police until Gannon is home." T goes on to have conversation with another one of her neighbors, who says, "Wow, seriously?" T responds, "Yes, she isn't a mother." The neighbor, "Don't you think this is a bit uncalled for, seriously?" T says, "Nope, wasn't uncalled for. The treat me that way. Street goes both ways." The neighbor says, "Their child is missing and you want to start online drama for no freaking reason. Grow up." T says, "Give me a break. You guys are fooled. This girl cared nothing about Gannon and the all reason Albert is supporting her until the truth comes out. This girl would go days without calling her kids, gave them up for a man who was involved in criminal activity, got on drugs, and posted nude. I really don't care what any of you say because she is a piece of shit getting money off her child when she don't have shit and ain't never been shit. Her fake cries are to sucker y'all in just like she did for years with Albert. Finally, he realized and the kids came home. This was an accident, not some tragedy." I assume she meant the carpet there. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Anyhow, "And Gannon is alive. You are some wannabe reporters behind a keyboard. I was there. I have had contact with Albert. He knows the truth. G didn't want to be there because they pawned his items and had abuse around him. He wasn't running to her. If you cared about Gannon, you would get the facts straight and know that this is her front she did for years. Okay, so that's that on that. I don't want to make this video too much longer than it already is. I just want to touch on some of my final thoughts on this ridiculous meltdown of hers. Some reasons I think she might be lashing out. One, I think she might be jealous of the money, this fundraiser and all the money that's raised. I think she sees it as Landon and Albert's, and she might be thinking of all the ways that she could spend it. She's thrown out of her home. Two, I just don't think she can keep her mouth shut. We saw her in that interview say she didn't really care what people had to say or what they thought about her. I don't think that's true at all. I think she does care. Three, I think she likes being in the spotlight. Some people are that way, where bad attention is good attention, and she might be that way. Four, I think deep down she hates the fact Albert is showing solidarity with the ex and not her. As far as I know, I don't think they have any children together. And when you have a kid with someone, that's an unbreakable bond. She doesn't have with Albert, and Landon will always have that with him. And I think it probably kind of drives her nuts. And five, if we want to consider the possibility that she's guilty, she could be breaking under all the pressure and starting to kind of crack up. Maybe she's feeling badly and wanting to shift the blame. If she is guilty, there's a million reasons why she could be lashing out like this. It's going to be interesting to see how this all unfolds. I'm going to try to keep posting while this case moves forward, and I just want to thank you guys so much for watching.